Bitcoin over the past couple months has been non-stop parabolic up, okay? It has been approximately 52 days, 51 days, 50 days of non-stop up. And if you've been following my channels on the live especially, I've been talking about how I'm a little bit more bearish than I am bullish, and everybody seems to be off their bananas for being super bullish up here. Geo, how could you possibly be bearish in a market like this? It's a bull market and we're nonstop up. What are you talking about? That's exactly why I'm bearish, because we have been literally nonstop up. What are you talking about? Okay, we're on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see that we're in this kind of ascending thing. I don't use these retail patterns, as you know, but we are in this ascending channel or whatever it's called, okay? While we are making higher highs and higher lows consistently, we can see money flow and the momentum waves on market cipher B are making lower lows, and the money is clearly coming out here on the 1 hour time frame. Now, you could use the argument that, hey, Geo, it's a bull market, and the divs aren't really divving. And I would say, you know what? You're right. The divs are not divving, and that's why I'm trying to catch literally every single SFP of the all-time high that I can, because I know that a big move is essentially coming. And for what seems to be the 1,000th time in the last couple months, and especially the last couple weeks or so, I shorted up here, 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 and last night I shorted up here. And the trend seems to be every single time, short, take profit, one gets hit, stopped out at entry. Short, take profit, one gets hit, stopped out at entry. And I'm going to give you a full disclosure right now. I am short on the market from the very top where we SFP'd yesterday once again. So the trend seems to be 100x long at the lows and let Asia just run it up and continue to give free infinite money for everybody forever and ever and ever. That seems to be the trend, right? Well, listen, nothing can go up forever. I will never, ever stop trying to short the top, because I'm aware that there is massive amounts of liquidity beneath these lows. There are massive amounts of liquidity beneath this wick. And most importantly, when we look at how overextended we are on the daily time frame, you can see that it's not going to be very difficult to quote unquote pull the rug. When you combine this with the bullish sentiment, guys, I don't know if you're seeing this on Twitter, but on Twitter, for me, all I'm seeing is nonstop bull. Nonstop. I'm seeing meme coins flying. I'm seeing Dogecoin to $1. I'm seeing Bitcoin projections to 350,000. I don't know how you could possibly be talking about 350,000 when we haven't even hit 75K yet. In the macro grand scheme of things, there isn't really much to update. I mentioned that we took SFP after SFP after. We made like 10 new all-time highs in the last like 10 days. Literally, Asia gave us 10 new all-time highs over the past 10 days. Yet prices not really going anywhere. This should be the first thing to tip you off. In addition to the divs not divving, in addition to SFP after SFP, there is a way for us to identify whether or not our trend is weakening. And we can do that by using our measure tool here, okay? So this is especially relevant in this last section here. So let me show you what you need to do to decide whether or not the trend is continuing or whether or not the trend is weakening. Every time we are breaking out, we're not really doing much. We're breaking out and we're consolidating right away, or we're breaking out and we're putting an SFP and we're getting a massive dump right away. So that's not really the sign. And that's what I mean by a lot is happening, yet there's nothing to update, right? We're going all-time high, all-time high, all-time high. Twitter is like, oh my goodness, all-time high. We broke all-time high again, 73K, 74K again. But we're not really breaking out. Nothing is really happening here. And it's not the greatest sign that you want to see for continued move to the upside. This could be illustrated with our measure tool. Okay, so look at this. We pumped and then we dumped a little bit. We had another SFP, but that SFP only was 0.76%. So we didn't really have any follow through before having, give or take, a 10% move to the downside. Not exactly what we want to see for a strong trend. If we use the same measure tool later on, you can see from this high that we put in on Monday to the SFP that we put in, remember, they gave you another all-time high to sell. From this high to this one is only a 0.66%. So once again, we take the high, we are not breaking out, and then we fall 6% move to the downside. Interesting. Look at what happened again yesterday, right? From this high to this recent high that we put in yesterday, we had, or 2 days ago, whenever it was, we had only a 0.52% move to the upside. So look at how we had 0.66 here, we have 0.52 here. So what's going on? Why are we not breaking out even when we hold, even when it's not a technical SFP? Why are we not breaking out of these zones? Look at what happened in our most recent SFP, okay? We had from this high to here, we literally had a breakout of 0.19% before now starting to get a pretty decent sized waterfall down to the downside. So you can tell just by using the measure tool how strong your trend is. And these are really local moves, and it's because nothing's happening. We keep breaking out, we keep taking all-time highs, we keep keeping on this bullish sentiment. Twitter's off their bananas, in my opinion. The entire world, it seems like I'm the only one on this planet that is somewhat bearish. It seems like, honest to God, I'm the only one on this earth that has a little bit of brain cells and remembers that things can get pretty ugly pretty quickly. So I am short on the market. I did short the exact high, and I'm not looking for longs until we come significantly lower. Remember, on the daily time frame now, we have not had a decent retracement for 50 days. We are currently at a 94% move to the upside in the last 50 days with 0 daily retracements. So I am absolutely 100% expecting there to be somewhat of a move to the downside. And I want to bring your attention to one more level before I wrap up this very quick update, okay? Right now, 4-hour structure is low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high SFP. This constant SFP of price barely going anywhere, all this effectively did was move our 4-hour low higher and higher. And right now, in my opinion, $68,500 is the most important level on Bitcoin that you can be paying attention to, because this is our 4-hour low. If we start to close 4-hour candles below $68,500, then I do believe we will now start to see our daily pullback, which we know we are due for. So not only are we showing weakness at the highs, not only are we not really doing anything, we keep hitting all-time highs, but we're not really doing anything. Sentiment is through the roof, but we can truly say that the pullback will start to begin once this 4-hour low is tapped. And once we close, we must close below this level. If you close below here, then we can expect potentially, if they're nice enough to give it to us, a lower high to then make a lower low. And the daily time frame low, guys, I don't mean to spread some worry here, but it is what it is. The daily time frame low currently is, you could argue, 2 different places. Number one, you could argue, is 50,000, meaning Bitcoin is allowed to go all the way back down to $50,000 without actually turning bearish, okay? So I want to say that again. Bitcoin can come all the way down 29% while still remaining bullish on the daily time frame. That is how overextended we are. And by the way, this is the conservative option, okay? I told you that there's 2 different places that are arguable. The other place is down here at, believe it or not, $38,500, which is, give or take, a 45% move from where we are right now. And it can absolutely happen. So the most important level right now to watch is $68,600. If we lose a 4-hour time frame, 4-hour candle below that low, you can best believe we are going to make our way lower. My first place that I'm going to be looking to stop at is this consolidation area here, because we cannot disrespect the TA. Although Bitcoin has been disrespecting the TA as of late, giving everybody multiple chances to sell the all-time highs over 10 times in the last 10 days. Absolutely ridiculous if you ask me. However, if we are to get our pullback, we have to be aware that we can find some support down here in the low 60,000s, but a pullback is long overdue. Nothing goes up forever, guys. It is impossible. In order for them to hit your projection prices at $350,000, they need to inject liquidity into the market, and the only way to do that is to give us a decent pullback. Now, this does not mean short right now, YOLO short it. No, this does not mean that we can't come up and take the highs again. Absolutely not. I am long and short at the same time right now. now. But it does mean that I am expecting a larger correction to come. Nothing can go up forever. And the most important level to watch right now, in my opinion, is this 4-hour low at $68.6 thousand. If we lose this low and we close a 4-hour candle below this low, a daily pullback that is way over needed, much over needed, way overextended is coming. That's it for today's video, guys. Shout out to Market Cypher, the sponsor of this channel, and maybe I'll see you guys at 68K.